How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
They plead not guilty?
The defendant is not guilty.
You're the one who's guilty.
I'm going to set your bail at $3,000.
Hi everyone, my name's Miss James and I'm the law teacher at St Joseph's Sixth Form. Now, I'm not going to stand here and reel off a long list of topics that we study, partly because they probably won't mean very much to you yet. None of you have ever actually studied law. Although I can guarantee that every single one of you has had an encounter with law at some point in your life, whether you realise it or not yet. I do tend to say the same cheesy line every single year that to study law is to study life itself. But I do genuinely believe that's true. Law encompasses everything we do in life, from birth to death and all that happens in between. And it's for this reason that I absolutely love studying law. Two areas of law that I'm most passionate and enthusiastic about are civil liberties and human rights and criminal law. Now, one area where these two topics significantly overlap and get combined is a topic that I'm currently teaching online to my law class, and that's police powers. Now, there have been a lot of reports over the last few months of the police potentially acting beyond their powers. There have been cases where they've used advanced technology using a drone to track people who are walking their dog out in a beauty spot. There have been cases where they have checked people's shopping bags as they've left a supermarket, fined them on the spot because they didn't deem their shopping to be essential within the law. There's even been an instance where an officer told a resident that they weren't permitted to be in their own front garden. These are all real cases, and I would actively encourage you all to go and research them. Make up your own mind. Do you think the police were using their powers or abusing their powers? Have a discussion with someone at home. Once you think you have your argument and you've concluded and you agree whether it's lawful or unlawful, I'll then invite you to switch your argument. Argue for the opposing side. See if you can formulate convincing points that argue what the opposing team would say. After all, the skill of a true adept lawyer is to argue whatever side you're assigned, regardless of what your opinion is. Naturally, within law, we study a lot of cases, some of which are very weird and very wonderful. But I guarantee you'll always have an interesting answer when you ask the question,
"So what did you study in law today?"
If you don't believe me, here are some of my students sharing their experiences.
We debated once whether a Jaffa cake was cake or biscuit, which is a real case. There's loads of funny cases as well, which make the lessons really enjoyable.
My favourite case is when the jury tried to use a Ouija board to contact the dead while they were drunk in order to decide a defendant's verdict.
Where four sailors were making a journey from Southampton to Australia. A storm came along and their boat capsized. All they had left was a small lifeboat and not much food. So they decided between them that they needed to kill somebody in order for them to all eat. This left us with a discussion: could cannibalism ever be justified?
A woman was struck on the head by a cricket ball. However, the man who hit the cricket ball could not be charged as the action was not reasonably foreseeable.
I enjoy studying law because I feel like it's helped me gain loads of skills that I'm going to need for university. The first being debating. We debate loads in class.
Apart from looking at funny cases and discussing current topics, the language and the writing style we use in law has also broadened my vocabulary and has improved the way I structure not only exam answers but real life arguments as well.
Part of law is the discussions we have in class because they're always very interesting.
At sixth form, law is definitely my favourite subject. The lessons are so interesting and relevant, which is what makes them so enjoyable.
But we also get to learn as well how the legal system works, and it's really interesting because it's real life and it's actually useful.
At uni, I'm hoping to do law and Spanish combined, despite not even having any interest in law when I chose the topic. So, to any Year 11s watching, you should definitely take law. You won't regret it.
I'm hoping to do law at university, but I feel like even if you don't want to do law at uni, it would be really useful because you learn how to write a proper essay and you can learn how to structure your answers properly. So if you're at year 11 and you're thinking about doing A-level law, I definitely just do it, because even if it's not something that you want to pursue, it's really
I
helpful.
enjoy studying law, as in class we have a really good time. It's really fun, it's really interesting, and I'd have to say, when you start law, just come in with an open mind and give everything a go, and you'll really enjoy it.
We have organised a range of activities to help develop your skills and help you become a more desirable candidate to get into some of those top universities. Some universities in which my students have been accepted to should be listed below, just to name a few. I have strong links with Swansea University, and every year I'm able to organise a visit to the university to attend their annual law conference, which gives you a flavour of what it's like to be a law student and gives you the opportunity to attend some lectures and seminars on a range of different topics. As an alumnus of Cardiff University Law School, I've been able to organise and liaise with the head of the law school there to attend St Joseph's to carry out a moot, which is a mock trial. It's quite an interesting experience if you've never done a formal argument before, arguing a case for a client before a judge. Finally, I was successfully able to apply and get accepted on the very, very prestigious Ask a Justice scheme, which is hosted by the Supreme Court, the highest court in our land. Essentially, this was a question and answer session with Lord Kitchen, one of the most senior top judges in the country. So hopefully I've given you a little bit more of an idea of what it means to study law at A-level, and my current class have also shared their wisdom with you as well. I'm really looking forward to meeting you in the new school year, but if you have any questions in the time being, my email is here should you want to ask anything else.